some apostrophe usage error, like when and how are we using apostrophe. Now, most common errors are in terms of possession. When you talk about, this is my mother's pen. So when you say mother's, you have to have an apostrophe before the S. But then when you have a plural, like my brothers are, that time you don't need an apostrophe. And sometimes there are apostrophe mistakes like girls, school, and that girl's umbrella. Now, when we are saying that girl's umbrella, there is only one girl to which that umbrella belongs to. So it has to have an apostrophe before the S. And it shows the possession that this girl possesses that umbrella. Apart from that, when you say girls' school, it has to have the apostrophe after S and not before, because it is a plural combination. Here we have a plural word. That is, the school belongs to each and every girl who stays or studies there and does not belong to only one. So it is a possession for a plural group, that is, a group of girls. Similarly, girls' school, boys' school, all these will have apostrophe after S. But if we have a college or a school like St. Xavier's, that belongs to only, or that has the name after only one person, that is Saint Francis Xavier. And so we will have Saint Xavier's and then an apostrophe before S. So we have the plural apostrophe as well as the singular apostrophe in terms of the possessiveness. Now, secondly, we also have apostrophe when we are removing certain letter or certain characters from a word. Like you can see here, the example, it's a cold day for October. That is incorrect. And here we have it apostrophe S is a cold day for winter. Here it is a form of possession or belonging. But the second one is actually correct because it is a short form to it is. This it and then apostrophe s is a short form or abbreviation to it is. And actually, it should be it is a cold day for October and not a sense of belonging, like it's a cold day for October. So, here, the second example, wherever we remove a letter from a word to make it shorter, in that place exactly, we put a apostrophe. And so that makes it correct. Like here in the second sentence, we see it is ITIS. And when we have removed I from it, from this word, making it one, combined together or clubbing it, then that I has been replaced by a apostrophe. Similarly, everywhere, like your, U and R, YOU apostrophe RE. From that, A is missing, and in the place of A, we put an apostrophe. So another rule for apostrophe is whichever letter is missing and being clubbed with other letters to make it one, we replace it with an apostrophe. Now, the next one is misplaced modifiers. Now, modifiers are the qualifiers that add meaning to a sentence, to a word, and syncs it with the other sentences that are found in that group to make or give a logical meaning to the entire sentence. Now, if we use modifiers in wrong places, then it is a good probability that we will actually convey the whole meaning in a wronger sense. Like here we see incorrect one. At 8 years old, my father gave me a pony for Christmas. We see that in this whole sentence, all the chunks that have been put together, assembled to make a sentence, does not really convey the whole meaning as it should actually, and instead looks like more confusing. It can confuse the reader. But then the correct one is, when I was 8 years old, My father gave me a pony for Christmas. Here we see that the words are logically put together and combined together in a way that it conveys a more clearer meaning. And all the words are kept or placed adjacent or in between or together in synchronization with other words so that we can have a very clear meaning. Now, the seventh one is ending sentences with preposition. Normally, we as Indians, what do is we try to convert or translate our mother tongue or mother language into English. And howsoever we speak in our mother tongue, it's the same way we try to speak in English. And here is when we try or unknowingly we get on to make mistakes. Like we see one of the example, we cannot ever end any sentences with preposition. Like the incorrect one is, what reason did he came here for? And we are ending the whole sentence with for. It should be, for what reason did he came here? So avoid translating it or making a direct translation from your mother tongue to English. If you will do that, definitely our mother tongue has a different grammatical structure and English has a different grammatical structure. And when you'll try to convert your mother tongue into English, there is a good chance that you will end up making mistakes or making the whole sentence look very ungrammatical. Now, the eighth one is mixing up spellings and also similar words. Most of the times, when two words have almost spellings that are alike, that look almost similar, we tend to mix it. And both of them convey two different meanings. And when we mix it, the meaning that should be from the second one, the second word is assigned to the first word, and it looks like a misfit. And when you will read it, the person who is reading it will be confused about what you actually want to say. And most of us don't even know that we are actually doing that because we don't know the difference between the two. Like the first one we see here, your and your. Both sound same. But the first one is a short form for you are. And as I said, the letter that is missing when we are clubbing two words, there itself we put a apostrophe. So your, Y-O-U-R-E, is a short form of you are. And the second one is your. That is a sense of belonging. Both are different. You are and your, both are different. And when we tend to mix it together, the reader is confused with what you actually want to convey. Similarly, we have other examples like to, TO, TWO, and TOO. Weather and weather both sound similar, but one weather is telling you about the climate. The second weather is telling you about a decision, whether you want to do this or that. Now, there and there, one there tells you a place, like the book is kept there. And the other there again tells you about the sense of belonging. It is their book. Similarly, lie, lay, all these are the examples of mix-up spelling when we make mistake. The same thing is continued here, affect and effect. Further and farther, all these examples, we see that both the spellings look alike and we tend to make a mistake in the usage of this spelling. And this mistake conveys a wrong meaning to the listener, hampering or disrupting the whole essence of communication that you're trying to establish. Moving on to the ninth one, that is mixing up possessives and plurals. I have already discussed about this when I was discussing about your apostrophe. Now, it again talks about the apostrophe. Possessive is a sense of belonging. And plural is when you add S or ES to various words to form new words that is plural in number. Now, here we see that possessive, we can explain it with that example. The first one, the dog's dish was full of bones. So the dish belongs to the dog. And so dog should have apostrophe S for possessiveness. and not bones. Bone has to be plural. But in the first sentence, we see the one that should be plural and the one that should have the possessiveness is interchanged. Dogs is made plural, it should actually have possessiveness, and the other one's bone is made possessive, which should actually be plural. So the dish that belongs to the dog has bones. That is plural. But actually, we have said it wrongly, and we have said that the dog, that is plural, many dogs, the dog's dish was full of bones. Bone is the sense of belonging. So when we correct it, we see that the apostrophe should be with dog, possessive, and bones should be plural. Now we have the mixing up of adverb and adjective. Most of the times, what we do is we mix up both. Like we can see here, Susan gave me a real nice bouquet of flowers. And that is incorrect because it has to be Susan gave me a really nice bouquet of flowers. Real and really. In the usage of real and really, one is adverb, one is adjective. We see that we sometimes mix up both together and use it wrongly in many of the contexts. That disrupts the idea that we want to convey and makes a sentence go grammatically wrong. Now we have some other kinds of commonly identified errors, like some of the overuse of the. We tend to use the many times that is not even required. We have examples here. And then how do we talk about possession? How do we use it? Like have, I have, she has. So have is always associated with the pronouns like I, you, we, they. And while has is associated with pronouns like he, she, or it. Now, sometimes we tend to overuse adverbs like, for example, the boy really ran fast to catch the runaway ball. And we can shorten it down with removing all these extra adverbs and then just use one word like sprinted. The boy sprinted to catch the runaway ball. Now, too many prepositional phrases also sometimes we use in the same way, like the caravan came over the top of the hill, the caravan crested the hill. We can minimize it to one word. Now, that is enough for this lecture. We can go through the same idea that is explained more in this PPT, where we see an overly use of adverb. And we use sometimes like that, we tend to use all these words over and over again. Very beautiful. It was just awesome. So we can always avoid usage of such overusage of a few words and adverbs like these. I hope this video lecture could help you with the understanding of errors and the common errors that we normally make, and it'll help you to minimize those errors. With this, I close. Thank you.